I find the use of harmony in this piece to be so attractive. It's so lush and um, nostalgic, but full of feeling. And I guess my question for you was, um, so with your use of harmony, is that something that you feel like is integrated to the way you always compose, or is it something that you're discovering each time you write a piece?
I discover it each time I write, actually. But I must say, generally, I, I'm always very interested in harmonic progression. I like
Mm,
to know that the music is going somewhere, and I
right.
think you can only do that with a harmonic progression. But I mean, in this case, I stole a chord from Scriabin, his famous Prometheus chord. It's funny, actually. It was a result, really, of just teaching students, because I was teaching figured bass to one class, and we got some Purcell out and a ground bass from the Fairy Queen, which was quite difficult, actually, because it's pretty chromatic, and but it's a lamento bass. And in another class, we were talking about harmony in sort of 20th century music, and we got on to talking about Prometheus. And I literally, I know it sounds rather naive, I literally liked this chord. And I came home.
It's
I
fantastic.
mean, this actually, this is wrong what I'm saying. I didn't just come home and write the piece. It kind of it had to sort of mature a little bit in my mind. But
Sure.
I just combined the two ideas, using a sort of, you can't, it's not that obvious, actually, Purcell ground bass. But it's there, and the chords, Scriabin's chords, go along with it. Of course, transposed and constantly changed and messed around. I mean, I'm messing around with it all the time. But what the result was actually a very downward feeling. The whole piece seems to be descending, just like a lamento bass.
Mm.
And it was a coincidence, but a friend of mine, not a close friend, but she always came to our concerts. She died suddenly, in literally in the week that I was writing the piece. So I
Wow.
just dedicated it to her. So it's only a short piece. I don't want to make a big thing out of it, but I was actually pleased with the result. Sometimes
Yeah.
sometimes things come together, you know what I mean, and
Yeah.
it just worked. So that's basically what the piece is about.
The beginning of the piece really uses space to amplify the delicate intimacy of the guitar. And then
Mm-hmm.
later on, we get this broader palette of colors and its lyrical flowing side comes out. I was wondering, do you play guitar yourself, or how was it writing for guitar?
I do so wish I played guitar. I tell you what, it's absolute agony writing for guitar if you don't
It's
play
hard, right? It's hard.
it. Yes, it is. So I always work together with guitar players.
Mhm.
Actually, it's influenced a lot by Britain's nocturnal. I don't mean the form, just that the way it develops a bit.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
in fact, it's a sort of a it's a program music, really. It's a setting without words of Walt Whitman's poem "Whispers of Heavenly Death," and you can. I'd written actually a piece for solo voice, just literally only solo voice, a setting of the poem, and it wouldn't leave me alone actually for years and years. It was always sort of in the back of my mind. So I thought, right, I'm going to write a piece for guitar. Stefan Grasse, who I work a lot with here in Nuremberg, he wanted a solo piece from me. So I thought, well, okay, I'll see if I can use the material from the solo voice piece and write a piece of programmatic music which follows the text of the poem. And as I said, again, it always takes a long time. I'm a slow composer, and lots of ideas come together. As I say, there was Britain's Nocturnal in the background. There was a Walt Whitman poem, and it sort of developed probably over a few years, actually. Not the actual
Wow.
writing of it, but things often sort of stay in my mind for a long, long time, and this is one of those pieces.
Beautiful. Yeah. The interaction of all of those ingredients have to percolate for a
Yeah.
while.
I think I'm giving the impression that I'm always writing about death, which it's a complete coincidence that these two pieces are being performed. I do actually write cheerful music as well, you know.
We'll make we'll make sure to broaden
Okay.
the palette of programming for the next
Yeah,
round.
yeah, yes. I just wanted to put that right.
Yes, I appreciate that.